Let's now look at the oil and the energy complex. So this is, of course, a huge, vast industry around the world. Oil is absolutely a necessity for industry to thrive, at least at the present time. And it also, therefore, is the ultimate geopolitical commodity because the supply of oil is contained within just a few countries around the world, at least the majority of the supplies. And so price of oil is critical to many countries. In fact, in the entire world, price of oil is critical to keep costs down and to keep energy flowing. Oil also had a high of about $150. Today it's trading at $30. So it's crashed. Oil is strongly tied to demand and the global GDP. The OPEC is the oil producing nations, and they control supply through something like a cartel. And so many countries who might be buying from the OPEC suppliers may not have control on the supply of oil, and that always causes a lot of tension, especially because a lot of the big OPEC countries are situated in the Middle East, and there's already a lot of tension for various reasons there. And so oil is a very volatile commodity. It's even more volatile than gold. So let's go take a look at the oil charts and let's understand oil a little better. Now, oil is also traded in US dollars. So to some extent, it is affected by the strength or the weakness of the US dollar. However, oil dances to other tunes as well. And let's go see how oil has performed over the years. So here we have CL is the oil futures. And once again, you can see when there is a good economy, which was between '02 and '07, you can see that oil rises very steadily. And then it peaks in '08, and then it has a very bad fall, almost $150. 147 is the high, and it falls all the way down to 32 in a matter of months. So here we are looking at about 6-7 months, and it just crashes. And of course, this is the time during the financial crisis. And then once again, it starts to go up again, just like gold, but it peaks out before gold, and sometime in 2011, it starts going flat. And now we are seeing this again over the past 1.5 years. We are seeing oil crash all the way. Now, if you're a technical analyst, you would say that this is a big break. So what I want to do is a simple trend line. You can see that it's broken that in January. It went below that. Now it's trying to come back up, but it remains to be seen. There's going to be a battle here to see if it can go up and close February above this line. So this was a major point the smart money was looking at, and when it went down, that's when people said it's going to go down to 20, and it might. All remains to be seen, but ultimately oil is dictated by demand, and so this is a clear signal that globally GDP and growth is just not happening. Now at $30 a barrel for oil causes a lot of problems to various countries, various oil producers. For the most part, Saudi Arabia and perhaps a couple of other countries are the only ones that can even make a profit at $30 a barrel. That's because various countries have different costs of production, because it all depends on the terrain where this drilling is happening. It all depends on how much, what kind of purity that oil has, how much refining needs to be done to make it usable in the commodity markets. So all of that plays a very huge role. So the cost of oil varies widely from all the way from Saudi Arabia, which has the lowest cost of production, which is about $10 to $15. And then you have Iran and Iraq all at about 20, 25. And then pretty much everybody else is above 30. So even in the US, the shale costs about $50 to be profitable. Russia is the same. And so most of these countries are hurting now, including the US. The shale industry is just taking a break now because it just doesn't make any sense to produce oil at these price levels. So oil is one thing where the costs of production becomes very important. Canada has this rich oil inventory, but it's called the tar sands, and you've probably heard about it. It's very dirty oil. So to bring it up, to refine it and do all of that, Canada's cost of refining and producing oil from the tar sands is almost $80 a barrel. So obviously now even Canada is hurting. All the tar sands production has basically come to a standstill because the price of oil just does not support those kinds of activities. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind with oil, is that various countries will have different costs of production. One size just does not fit all in this industry. So that's basically about oil. Let's look at some instruments. Let's look at how, if you wanted to invest in gold or oil, what you can do. And also we will take a look at a gold trade at the end of this section. Thanks.